Hold on, I can't see.
You're not-
What else is new? Oh, I just
Oh.
don't understand that. Oh,
You don't have to understand. Welcome, everyone, to a podcast where we play video games on it.
yeah, sure enough. I'm Gino.
I'm Nebbit.
Why do you have two game files? Are you double dipping?
Well, I was playing before we did the Let's Play,
You
and
mean like a practice fuck?
no, like hey, I'm playing a game that I used to play way back when. So,
But you have the exact same hard containers. It's almost as if it's an exact copy.
well, I think I'm just happened to be right at the same place where I stopped playing before.
I don't know. Oh, so I have a couple of announcements. Can I just, even though this is like your show and your channel, can I make some announcements?
Sure.
So, I was talking to Big T today, and now you and I know this, but I don't think the viewers at home know this, but for like the past, oh my god, maybe like 5 years now, I've always been talking about we should all get together, you, me, and Big T, and Zell, and do like an abridging reunion video. And it'll be like, well, let's do a Halloween special, and then, you know, Halloween passed. Like, well, let's do a Christmas special, and then Christmas passed, and that happened for like fucking 5 years in a row, pretty much. And I was talking to Big T, and he's like, well, I can record audio now. And I'm like, well, let's just fucking do it. Like, probably not a Halloween special, because, you know, let's all get together. You, me, and Big T, and Zell. And just bang it out. And I think a lot of people might like seeing that. Like a big old abridging reunion special.
Well,
You know, old school.
I would definitely be interested to see, whether or not people would be interested in that. If Big T's up for it, I mean, I'm up for it. I have to ask Zell if they're up for it.
What do you mean, Zell, if they're up for it? What do you mean? Oh, never mind. I got too many cars in my driveway.
Let's not bring that into the video.
Well, I just got confused. I got confused. I thought you were like,
Yeah, I know what you thought. I
got too many dicks in my driveway. Oh, can I tell everyone the dick story?
You can tell them whatever you want.
Can I just, like, take over your video? No, okay. Let me tell them my dick story, and then I promise I'll kind of calm back, and you can kind of take control, alright?
Okay, tell them your dick story.
This story's actually kind of long, so it'll probably take, like, the entire video to tell anyway. Anyway, so there's, like, this podcast I listen to, and some people might actually know it. Now it's called Double Toasted, but back then it was called Spill. And it's just like a bunch of these guys, and they do like movie reviews and, just social commentary kind of things. And one episode, like this one guy, co-host, he was talking about like when he was like in high school, he would just kind of keep to himself because he would like just read comic books and everything, and he was in class reading like this Batman comic book, just doing his own thing, and some guy was like giving him all kinds of shit, right? And co-host was all like, hey, let me tell you something, I mean, you talk a lot of shit, but you're up here looking at your fucking baseball cards of like a bunch of men on them all spread out. I mean, how is that any gayer than what I'm doing, And he's like, and here's something for you. This buddy and this guy and me, we used to be buddies back in the day, but it's kind of funny how time fucking changes. So you know what? Why don't we just fucking go? Let's go right fucking now. And the guy just kind of like sat there, was like, oh, I'm sorry. And everyone's like, yeah, co-host, you showed them, you showed him. And everyone like in the podcast is like, yeah, you told him. God damn it. And everyone in the podcast is like, yeah, you showed him, co-host. And co-host is like, yeah, I should have told him, yeah, man. Well, you fucking suck my dick. And then everyone kind of like got kind of quiet, and they were like, oh, I mean, that's kind of gay, but all right. And then he was like, hey, gotta make a man humble, you know what I'm saying? gonna have to edit that audio because I'm laughing too loud.
Maybe.
Well, that's enough out of me for now. Tell everyone what you're up to with this video.
Well, again, we're just playing the game. Not really anything up with the video. Just wanted to put something out. You know, I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately, and I feel bad about it. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Jeez, I didn't want your life story. Just, I mean, like, how you doing, like, playing in this dungeon? Like, how do you feel about it?
I feel pretty bad that I died.
Don't worry about it.
I guess it's because, you know, I don't normally play with an audience.
I think this is, like, passive instead of active. Like, when you're playing in a Let's Play, are you just, like, fucking around, or are you, like, actually trying to concentrate?
Well, I feel like if I was, then there wouldn't be any talking. Or any kind of talking would be kind of, you know, not that great. I try to be passive, but still pretty active. As I'm
I hate
sure
this room.
You hate this room?
Look at all these fucking hookah-dookas.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff flying around.
Don't want to get demonetized now.
Yeah, monetized. I want to get monetized first, before I get demonetized.
Oh, that reminds me, that fella who makes all the long, comments,
Yeah,
you're cool
Zachary
with
Erickson.
me. Yeah, you're cool with me. I ain't got no blunt against you. You know I'm just playing.
He's got no
You just
blunt
playing.
against you, boy. No blunt.
Yeah, he cool. I got too many cars in my driveway. Ah, fuck.
Now, for those who don't know, what is that song from?
It's from that episode of The Boondocks with Thugnificent. It's one of his hit songs. I got too many cars in my driveway.
This one go through there.
Yeah, baby, it's Thugnificent. The first episode of Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, I've never actually, like, read the Boondocks comic strip before.
The show's really funny, at least like the first, like, 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, the show's not bad.
The first episode I ever saw was, like, Thugnificent, and, he gets, like, on this local radio show, and, like, he's talking all kinds of mad shit about this new, like, young hip-hop artist.
Yeah.
They're like, so, what do you think about Sergeant Gutters? Like, man, fuck Sergeant Gutters, man. Like, whoa, I just want to understand if I hear you quick. I said, fuck Sergeant Gutters. He can eat. He's like, look, y'all, I don't mean to be, like, one of them, one of my mouth on the radio, but that, can suck a dick. And then it's like his sales went down, and he lost a bunch of money. And this guy he's living with, he's like, hey, Thugnificent, I heard that you wanted people to go out and buy your CDs, so I used my entire paycheck to buy like 6 copies. And he's like, damn, man, well, I don't need 6 copies of my own CD. Fuck you.
I think I started watching Boondocks when it first came out. Like, I remember the first episode coming out.
Came out, I think, in like... Oh, I think it was on Adult Swim first, like in 06 maybe?
Well, yeah, that's the only place he was ever on, was Adult Swim, wasn't it?
Yeah, uh-huh. Tired.
I'm just having a bad day when it comes to this level.
This motherfucker, he's all like... Well, no, this is my idea. I say, you want to do a Let's Play? And you're all like, yeah. And I'm like, oh shit. I did not take into account that, like, I'm kind of tired.
Well, it is pretty late. Right now it's about 12:50.
I've been going to bed earlier than usual. But I still get up at the same time, even though I go to bed earlier. So it's like... fucking 12 hours of sleep.
Well, I just died again.
Oh, you got hurt. Never...
Game over. Yeah.
Right.
I think the first time, like, this is really, like, the first time I've ever died in this level. Since I've, like, the first time I played it. I'm not gonna blame anything, but I'm being poor playing right now.
The first time I played this dungeon, I got, like, super confused. I didn't realize you had to go back to the light world and drain the swamp, as they say.
Mm-hmm. You had to physically drain the swamp.
Say what?
You had to physically drain the swamp.
Yeah. Huge. I got too many cars in my driveway. You get the hook shot yet?
No, I don't have the big key yet.
Oh, don't forget, eventually... Hey, did you ever get the ice rod?
No. I usually don't... No, did I get the ice rod? No, not in this
Don't fuck up!
You don't need the ice rod in this level.
No, but eventually you'll need it.
Well, eventually.
You remember when, James Rolfe interviewed Lloyd Kaufman?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Remember
I always
this?
find it annoying.
That was cool.
Well, I always find it annoying when, this might just be like the early shit, but like whenever, like, just a local yokel or some bebop balooba interviews James Rolfe, because, you know, it's like, hi, this is Big Tony Poo Poo here at BigTonyPooPoo.com. We're interviewing the angry video game nerd, also known as James Rolfe, is it? So, James, when did you first start to get into playing video games? And you could know, like, in James's head, he's like, wow, no one's ever asked me that before. And then, you know, he'd be like, oh, well, you know, I mean, I grew up in the early 80s, so, you know, it was Atari, then Nintendo, like, oh, wow, that's really cool, James. So James, what's, like, your favorite movie? Like, gee, that's a tough one, you know, I mean, I'm really into horror movies, you know, the old, you know, Wolfman and Frankenstein, but, I don't know. I mean, I watch so many movies. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool, James. That's pretty cool. So, James, when's the next AVGN episode? Well, you know, it takes a long time to make them, and I've been planning other things, you know, some other side projects on Cinemassacre. For those who don't know, Cinemassacre is your main website, correct? Oh, yeah, I started that back in 2002. Oh, that's great. I just got one more question, James. Will you suck my dick?
I don't think that last one happens very often.
Gotta make a man humble there, Nevitt. Do you think, like, before it got silly, that's, like, a pretty accurate representation of, like, some of his interviews?
I mean, maybe.
Or
here's the
at
thing.
least, do you think it's, like,
Here's the
an accurate
problem.
representation? Okay.
Here's the problem. I've never watched any interviews with James Rolfe.
Well, do you think that's an accurate representation of, like, some of the answers he would give, you know?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I went to a small convention a couple years back where I got to meet him in person. He was doing an event there, and he was selling DVDs and all that kind of stuff. And I got to speak with him for a minute. There wasn't a huge line. It's not like he was the main event. James lives in the tri-state area. You know, I live in Pennsylvania. I'm pretty sure he lives in Pennsylvania. I don't know where. But anyway, I'm there, and I go to his booth, and the guys from, like, the rental reviews are there, and I didn't know them at that time, and I'm like, who the fuck are these jackoffs? But I'm waiting, and I'm like, and I didn't want to ask, like, where's James? I want to see James. So I'm there, and I buy a copy of the Angry Video Game Nerd movie on DVD. I had already seen it, but, you know, owning a physical copy was pretty, you know, it's nice. It's nice to, you know, support him. So I purchased it, and then, you know, I'm walking around the hall, and I see him. I see that he's back at his booth. So I go over, and you know, I wait in line, because there's a few other people talking to him. And I think these people they must have been early teenagers, like 14, 15 years old. and they were asking him questions. I forget which game the person asked him, but they were like, "Oh, James, have you ever played..." Oh, you know what? They said, I remember now. They were like, "Have you ever seen any of those plug-and-play consoles?" And James was like, "Oh, no, I haven't really looked into those. You should do an Angry Video Game Nerd episode on that." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll look into it."
Yeah, right.
And, then I'm there, and I'm like, "Oh, I really enjoy your stuff. Your videos are always make me laugh. I've been watching for a long time, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks." It's like, would you sign my copy of your movie?" And he's like, "Sure." And I'm like, "Let me just take the wrapper off." And, it's saran wrapped. And I'm like, "Man, these wrappers, they're bullshit." And he's like, "Oh, haha, yeah."
Hey, he made him laugh.
Well, I feel like it was like a pity laugh.
No, because, those rappers are bullshit.
Yeah, just like his video. Just like the Bullshit Man video. Oh, I'm sorry, the BS Man.
The BS Man. That's so fucking stupid.
You know what's bullshit? Saying BS.
I think I had this conversation with you before, but, wait, go back a room.
No, I'm messed up. I'm in the wrong area.
There's a room that I saw, and I'm like, what in the fuck kind of room is that? It's like a small little room, and it's like, how would you even get there? If you get back there, I'll point it out.
I know the room you're talking about.
What the fuck was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Something about... it annoys me a lot when I see YouTube videos and they're like, before we begin, I gotta talk to you about my sponsor, the lawnmower, to shave a man's dick, And, but when James does it, it's like, alright, James, I know you gotta do it, because YouTube is so different. I think it's like a double standard, It's like,
well,
I understand why you have to sponsor these things.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, because
Don't stop! That room in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, I was in that area before.
The fuck kind of room is that? It looks so weird.
Well, it's just a different room to get downstairs here.
It doesn't even look like there's like an entrance to that room.
Oh, there is. Believe me, believe me.
Believe me, believe me.
I want to go get the chests.
Suck a man's dick. There it is again. There's that room.
I know.
There's this band called POD. They're like a Christian rock band, but they're like actually kind of good. They were like really big in like the late 90s. And they got a song that goes satellite, 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 satellite.
You've had to have talked about this before.
I just want to demonetize your video by singing a POD song.
Oh yeah, that's
and
totally...
have your audio muted.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna get muted because of that perfect rendition of Satellite.
Satellite. Oh, but one of the big ones is we are, youth of the nation.
Oh yeah, the only reason I know about that one is because Weird Al does a parody of it.
Oh, what's his parody of it?
Well, it's not really a parody of that song specifically, but what Weird Al will do in like 90% of his albums, he will do a polka cover of a bunch of different songs. And it's usually all in a certain genre. And he sings that part of the song, we are, the youth of a nation, but he sings it like a polka, which is his big thing.
It's his confidant.
Well, yeah, because polka music has a lot of accordion in it, I guess, which is what he does. He does the accordion a lot.
Oh, tell everyone about your trip to Guitar Center.
Man, I went to Guitar Center, and they had, like, nothing. They had guitars, and that's it.
You wanted a concertina, was it?
Yeah, I want a concertina, which is a type of accordion. But they don't
I could
have
have
it.
saved you a trip.
But it's funny, you go on the Guitar Center website, and they have one on their website. They just don't stock it in their stores. No, it's not used.
Huh.
They sell a new one, but they sell one model, that's it.
Shit, is this the boss?
Well, it ain't the mini boss.
But it looks so small. And it looks so sad.
It looks so much like a reference.
Is this the same boss from Majora's Mask?
I think it's called something different. But you know, there's another boss.
Yeah.
The boss of the Ice Temple looks the same too.
Yeah, there is one boss. I don't know if you know the trick, but if you use like the Cane of Paki or whatever, you can like wreck that boss's shit, you know?
I don't know which boss you're talking about.
The one with like the bubbles and shit. Dude, I'm tired. I don't know.
The one with the bubbles, you mean not this one. But
it's like
I feel like I'm gonna die.
I think it's the one like in the fucking swamp.
The Ice Temple.
The Mire. No, not the ice one. The Mires of Misery or whatever.
You mean the Swamp of Sadness?
No, you fucking nerf herder.
Come on, you know what the Swamp of Sadness is?
Yeah, I know what it is. Fucking Muck Dragon.
Artax.
Moonchild. It's the Mires of Misery. It's like the second to last. You know what I'm talking about. Don't fucking...
No, I know. It's where the desert is, but in the dark world.
Yeah.
I just want you to struggle.
Fuck you. We are. Oh, a friend of mine... No, you told me this, never mind.
Oh, you know, I have this friend. His name's Luke. Oh, wait.
I was gonna say, a friend of mine told me about a Godzilla anime. I'm like, shit, no, you told me that.
Well, you know, you need to check out that Godzilla anime.
Now, wait, hold on. Now, another friend of mine said there's like a Godzilla anime trilogy on
that was
Netflix. Me. No, another friend of mine said the same thing.
Okay.
But I also heard, maybe not even from you, that there's like gonna be like a Godzilla anime.
Oh
Netflix.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out. I don't know if it's traditional, but it's not the same animation studio that... It might be the same animation studio, I should say. But it's not the same style. I'll say that. It's not the same style as the one that's already on Netflix.
What if you just keep on saying, no, I don't understand, over and over again? Will, like, the fucking princess just get super pissed off at you?
In what?
In the game we're just fucking playing.
Oh, you mean like at the end when...
Yeah.
You mean the maiden? Not a princess.
Yeah, the maiden. A fair maiden. Whoa, where you going?
Talking to this guy.
Why?
Take some rupees, but don't tell anyone. I gave them to you. Keep it between us. It's a secret to everyone.
What'd he give you?
300 rupees.
What the fuck?
And then there's another area behind here with 3 chests. Rupee. Rupee.
Oh.
Rupee. I don't know why I'm getting all these rupees. I don't really need them. I can't think of anything to buy.
In this Retsu play, I know you might not want to get 100%, but can you at least get the heart piece? The one in that mini game where you gotta dig it up and there's like a time limit. I swear to God, I can never, ever, ever get that heart piece.
I could try. I hate that minigame though.
Oh my God, it's so difficult. I cheated, and I still couldn't get it, man.
How did you cheat?
You didn't do
it on this, did you?
No, I did it on the SNES Classic, and then before that, I did it on the regular SNES like a long time ago, and both times I couldn't do it. But like, to cheat, like, when the time ran out, I reloaded my save state
Oh, yeah.
when I started, so I didn't have to lose the money. What you doing?
I went to the light world.
But what you doing?
Get this heart container piece.
We are. Youth of the nation.
I started I started a new file in what game was it? Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
Oh, cool.
And I had forgotten that I got all the heart container pieces in that version. I could have sworn that I didn't, but I guess I did.
Oh, can I tell everyone the Brando New York Times Square story?
Sure.
It's not really a story, it's just...
Well, it is a story. Not
I
a
think
statement,
anything can be a story if you, like,
if you tell
make
it.
it long enough. Yeah, it's like... when he and I got off the fucking van to meet you at the station, the very first thing Brando says, right in the middle of Times Square, is he's like, ugh, I gotta piss like a racehorse.
I don't remember. Well, I wasn't there. Alright, so we're trying to do the minigame.
I wish that they would make a good Star Ocean game. There hasn't been a really good Star Ocean game in like over 15 years. That's since Star Ocean 3.
Yeah.
I think Star Ocean 5 is the last one, but like they just progressively get shittier. Like 4 was like meh, and 5 was like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I didn't get the heart container piece. We'll try again later.
Yeah, for those at home, they remade the first Star Ocean and ported it to the Switch, and it's like a re-release of a remake, because the first Star Ocean was on the Super Famicom, and it wasn't even released in the US, but then they made a PSP version of it with like updated graphics and voice acting, and that's the version that they ported over to the Switch. But there are
Hit
two
the wrong button.
video games on the Super Famicom that have like a shit ton of like memory because of how much data is packed in it.
Yeah.
Star Ocean and Tales of Fantasia, and both those games have voice acting to a degree. Voice acting in an SNES game. That's like how like much data was packed into it, and the graphics for like a 16-bit sprite were so amazing that you can stand in front of water or like a water area and see your reflection in the water.
Huh. I didn't know about that.
They are really cool, and I think the people that were making Star Ocean, I think eventually they were like, you know what, fuck this, and they just went off and made Tales of Fantasia or something. So it's like the development team is like split. That's why both games, like graphically and just, you know, technologically, are so similar. And you should definitely check them out, because I mean, like, just the sprite art and just the music and like the voice acting, like and like when I say voice act, I don't mean like, you know, there's no, it's like, you know, there's still, you gotta read like the text, like it's still like a text-based script game, but like when you're fighting in a battle, you know, they would go, you know, you know, they would like shout out like the spells and the attacks, you know,
Gotcha.
in Japanese. And some music tracks, I think there was one music track in Tales of Fantasia where it was like a song with like lyrics sung by a woman.
By a woman.
A woman.
Now,
I knew there was something funny about you. A woman.
now I'm going to do what I always do, and I know it's not the right order, but I always go to level 4 before I do level 3.
Well, why were you banging around the forest?
Because that's how you get... that's an easy way to get into the Dark World town. The town of thieves.
Couldn't you just use your hook shot?
Hook shot. Why would I... How would you...
I told you that fucking shortcut in the last video.
Well, I wasn't paying attention in the last video.
Oh, you devil. This stage is stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this level.
Then why do you do it for... Oh, I bet you do it first just how I did the Shadow Temple first. I mean, for one thing, you know, you're supposed to do it first. Oh, damn! And second, you know, I just want to get the worst out of the way.
Yeah, I still disagree. I know Sheik says, you know, Shadow and then Spirit, but it doesn't make sense to do the Shadow Temple first. Because it's the last one in a ring. If you go around it like a clock, it's the last one.
I know, but my strategy guide says it's the 5th temple.
Your strategy guide. I got a strategy for you. Sit on
Oh,
it.
yeah?
That's what I say.
And besides, I mean, think about it. Like, before you fight Ganon, wouldn't you want to fight Trin Nova? The mother of Ganon?
The mother of Ganon.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
Dongos. Oh, Link, my boy. Oh.
If anyone likes those videos just for like the absurdity of it, you should check out the Zelda CDI Reanimated, which are all of the cutscenes. Well, maybe not all, but a lot of cutscenes from the Wand of Gamelon and the other one.
Faces of Evil?
The Faces of Evil.
Evil.
There's a reanimated section on YouTube, and it's a big long video. It's like a 30-minute long video, but all these artists reanimated the video, and they, you know, it's completely new animation. Some of them are really good, and some of them are kind of crappy, but I think it's really funny, all of them.
Do you remember the YouTube poop video of, like, the king downloads Sony Vegas? This is epic. Oh, king, what? Oh. And, like, the Keijin music. Good old Keijin, you know what I'm saying?
I don't remember that.
I think there's a lot of people out there who would have been fucked if they didn't use the Keijin to acquire Sony Vegas.
Oh, the Keijin, yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, like it's at a BitTorrent. Like you could use BitTorrent or you could use like a Keijin code.
Well, it's like
to crack
you
the serial number.
needed BitTorrent to download the actual program, but
No.
to access it you needed a Keijin.
No, I didn't use BitTorrent the first time. I just threw caution to the wind.
I guess you could just download the actual thing.
Well, there used to be websites if you would get the trial version, and then they would also let you download like a Keijin packet, where it would generate the trial version's serial number, and then you can't fight him now, Nevitt.
Well,
Oh,
I don't even have the lady yet.
the lady. Oh, I see.
Or Shade, or whatever the name is. Oh,
I thought his name was Blind, you know, because he's blind.
You think everything's blind.
You devil. Is his name not Blind?
Yes, his name is Blind.
See? You're up here being all like a devil, you know?
Oh, I'm just joking.
Use the devil beam.
Okay, I thought you were doing Killer Queen, but with devils.
Yeah. Devil Queen. With a devil beam.
Shot down like a laser beam. Dynamite with a Killer Queen. Guaranteed to blow your mind.
What do you think? Do you think Rindy Lee has ever seen the music video of Faye Valentine with Killer Queen?
Maybe.
I think she would approve.
It's possible.
I think that song really highlights Faye's like character, you know.
Oh no, there's a heart container piece where I can't get it. Oh.
What's the name of that super dragon? Not Falcor.
Are you talking about the Luck Dragon?
Yeah. What's his name again?
Falcor.
Oh, is it really? Now, is he a luck dragon or a love dragon?
He's a luck dragon, you fool.
A luck dragon.
Luck. He's lucky. And one of the whole things with
dragon.
Falcor is that he can grant wishes. And
why didn't he just wish for Beelzebub to just teleport to Moonchild or whatever the fuck his name was?
Well, I think you can only grant like one wish. I don't remember. But in the book, I don't think in the movie that he actually does grant wishes. I think he only does it in the book. Because in the book, you, after Atreyu, people are probably like, what the fuck are they talking about? But in the book, The Neverending Story,
Right.
the main character, Atreyu, is in the Swamp of Sadness, and then there's this, I can't remember if it's the Nothing or if it's another monster, but it's like, I think it's a giant spider, but it's got...
Oh, fuck that.
It's got Falcor, like, in its clutches, and Falcor and Atreyu are both there, and they're, like, about to be destroyed, but because Falcor can grant wishes, like, Atreyu makes a wish, and that causes both Falcor and Atreyu to be transported to, like, the other end of Fantasia.
And that's the planet.
That's like the land. The land of Fantasia is where the Neverending Story happens.
You remember the scene with the horse?
Yeah.
And like the horse is like drowning in the quicksand. And the horse is like...
There's actually a... there's this joke product that somebody made where it's like a Swamp of Sadness playset, and it's Artax, who's the horse, halfway submerged into like a pile of dirt.
What the fuck?
And it's like, oh, it's the Swamp of Sadness playset.
Oh, you ever seen that South Park episode where they do a commercial for the toy Alabama Man?
No.
Alabama Man, he's big, he's strong, he's active. Take Alabama Man to the bowling alley where he drinks heavily. Alabama Man. And it's like a guy with like a flannel shirt. It's just a fucking right trash. You know?
Oh my god.
I want to be like Alabama Man.
Do you remember the one that's like real Cherokee hair tampons?
What?
Yeah.
What is it?
There's one where it's like, I forget what episode it is, but it's like a fake commercial where it's like, use all natural real Cherokee hair tampons. The super absorbency of 100% real Cherokee hair And it's just like a big woven Cherokee hair thing. Oh.
Cherokee soldier.
Something, something America.
God. I'm fucking tired, dude.
I don't blame you.
Don't shout at me.
Says something at a reasonable volume. Don't shout at me. Don't tread on me.
Fucking Abbott and Costello routine up in here. In the heart of America. I think this is our best video ever.
Yeah, this one's definitely one for the books.
It's so good, I might actually give you the audio on time this time.
Well, you gave me the audio on time last time.
Remember in the first video, I was like, never, it'll be faster if I make this an MP3. He's like, no, it's gotta be WAV. I'm like, but it's too big. No.
I didn't say it has to be WMV, but I would have. I preferred it to be WMV because that's just what I happen to work with.
I know. What I mean, it's like, hey man, times are changing.
It's really like 6 half dozen one or the other, as my dad always says.
It's the same thing. It just one is like I think more compressed and smaller. I remember the first time I tried to upload a video on YouTube in AVI format, and it was like, your video will be ready in 3 hours. I'm like, what the actual fuck? That's stupid. So then I converted it into WMV, and it's like, your video will be ready in like 25 minutes. Oh, and see, now that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
I used to have this piece of shit laptop that I used for college when I was in community college, like to take notes on and shit. And I edited some videos in it. I think I mainly wrote some scripts on it. I wrote some of the scripts for Link's Awakening and some of the scripts for Majora's Mask Abridged, like in my downtime at college. So, you know.
I see. No.
I remember it was during, like, before Christmas break, like, I think the first or second semester at my community college, and I was about to do the finale of Link's Awakening, and I'm like, I want something awesome, and then I'm like, oh no, oh, I know what it was. I wanted to have a scene where, so in the last episode, Link goes to the egg and he sees Richard there, and Richard is like, fuck you, Link, and he shoots like an energy ball, but then Link like bounces it back of his sword, and then kills him.
You right?
For now. But originally, fucking George Lucas up in here, but originally I wanted it to be like, he shoots an energy ball, but then the owl quickly flies in the screen and takes the blast, and then dies. But I'm like, yeah, you know, fuck that. That's too much editing. Are there any videos where you had...
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Save state, save state!
No.
Are there any videos where you had a really big idea for editing something, but then you were like, you know what? Fuck it.
Well, originally I wanted to have... Wow, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm like out of key. Oh, duh. Stupid. I forgot. These are done with the fucking big key.
You're tired, ain't you?
I am a little tired, and I'm out of practice.
Well, continue the story. It sounded like it was going to be illuminating.
Well, one of the things that I always wanted or one of the things that I had originally wanted to do with Phantom Hourglass Abridged was have Adam West Lapdog voice Linebeck. But unfortunately, his ability to make videos had, decreased, and he was not able to do something like that. But, I was able to live with that. That was like the one big thing that I wanted. And maybe... Oh, and there was something else too. This was me being extremely petty back in the day. There was another guy who did a Wind Waker abridged. Time
Dragon X? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was really jealous of him because he was much better than me. Well, I found him to be a lot funnier than I was. And we had made a joke, and we had made kind of like a little bit of an agreement where it was like, hey, I see that you're doing Phantom Hourglass Abridged, which he was. Like, if at any point in time you wanted to, like, do something with the fake hero in Phantom Hourglass, who's a guy who, he's on a ship that looks like the King of Red Lions, but isn't. It's the Prince of Red Lions. Mm-hmm. You should do something where, I'm the fake hero, and then I'll do something where you're the fake hero, and it'll be a cool, like, 1-2 punch.
He never finished his Windbreaker, did he?
No, he did finish his Wind Waker because, he had done his Phantom Hourglass.
Oh, okay. When did he do his Phantom Hourglass?
I don't know. Well, it was during the time where I was doing Minish Cap.
Oh.
I'm gonna die here.
Because I only saw, like, a few of his Windbreaker episodes, but,
he definitely did a better job of actually abridging, and by abridging I mean condensing it into, like, a small thing.
Yeah, but you had better characters.
Well, you just enjoyed it because you're my friend.
I didn't like your videos at first, did I ever tell you that?
Oh no. What did I do? What did I do to hurt you so badly, Gino?
I was like, man, this fucking 14-year-old. He's like, he's not 14, he's 17. He's not 14, I'm 17. Now, Big T, I liked his videos immediately. I was slapping you in the face, huh, Evan?
You know what? You can just suck my dick.
Like a man humble, ain't never. No, I mean,
you made me so angry that I'm dying.
After like the first half of your first episode, I started to like it. I really liked your King of Red Lions. He was fucking funny. And then I'm like, where you going, fucking coward? What are you doing?
I'm gonna buy something.
But Big T, I liked his, and then I said, I wasn't naked, I just didn't have any clothes on. Big T, and I think you might have done this too.
Wow, I just accidentally, I've got to nah, I can't do it.
What'd you do?
I was about to undo, I opened a chest with 300 rupees in it, but I already have 999 rupees.
So
it would be a waste.
Big T would do this thing, and I think you did it too sometimes, where, like, he just didn't give a fuck about editing. He would, like, just, like, slap some stock footage down, just have his audio over it.
I mean...
It's like, he would have footage of, like, Link, like, in Snowhead, like, climbing the wall, and he's just, like, going through his audio, you know? Oh, but the best was... Here's a scene, you know, where, like, footage of, like, Link getting off Epona at Great Bay. But it's like, he, like, loops that one scene, like, a bajillion times.
everyone did that. Everyone does that. Well,
Yeah, but he just like it was
does.
like just like that those few seconds over and over and over, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I started out, I would loop my footage. And what I would do is like I would try and time it to be like, you know, the longest scene before I had to loop it. And then later on, like way later on, like 2 or 3 abridged series later, I'm like, you know what? Fuck looping. I'll just do what Big T does, but like better, you know, and just like,
But better.
you know, have Link, um, you know, just like if I'm having him like in a temple, you know, just be like, hey Tato, guess how big my dick is? I don't know, Link. Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you? You know, just stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, what I ended up doing, because I always recorded my own footage, and I would sometimes record, like, the main gameplay stuff, and I would have that as, like, a bank of footage that I could go from. But then if I knew I was going to have, like, for example, Link and Midna talking, I would have them... I would have one scene where they were talking,
like your stock footage,
and I would like record. I would record an extra long scene of just like the animations without going.
Oh,
and, like, reading.
yeah. I think one of the things I started doing, and this isn't my idea, I saw someone do this, and I've told you this before, but I saw a guy do this in one of his, like, Zelda videos, and I really wish I could give the guy credit, because it was really cool what he did, and it's like, he hardly got any views, you know, but it was fucking amazing. It's like, what he would do is like, say you want footage of like a character talking. Normally it'll be like, okay, well you just like have Link go up and like talk to the character, and then that'll be the footage. But he's like, fuck that. He would like, you know, use up C to have like Link, you know, first person.
That
actually,
better
like,
not be
look
slang for penis.
Penis. And he would like just look at the character and get like, you know, a scene of that character, and then use that scene as the footage of that character talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It makes so much fucking sense. You know?
Yeah, of course. That was the problem with Phantom Hourglass, is that you can't do that. I mean, you can stand next to a character and just not talk, but...
Oh, were you like, super lazy sometimes when you did Mishcap, and, like, instead of getting footage, like, just take a picture and use the picture?
No, I was extreme... We'll talk about this and then we'll go. But I was extremely, like... I'll say fastidious, but I don't know if that's the right word.
Just particular... Or meticulous.
Meticulous, fastidious...
Like a Harry Potter spell. Meticulous!
I was extremely cognizant of that kind of stuff. And I would actually go in and, like, I had sprite sheets of all of this stuff. Hey, give me a better sword.
Oh, what? Wait, you mean you can do that now?
Yeah. Okay. But I would go in and say, like, I don't have a sword. I would go in, and if Ezla was talking, I would make sure to, like, try to match up closely, and we'll come back in a while. I would go as close as I could to, like, to the lip movements. Of course, with Ezra, it's not going to be close. But I would just I would cover text boxes. If I needed to, I would add in sprites that were that weren't there in that particular scene. Like, say I want Eslo to be talking at a specific point when he's not talking there. I would like add that in. I would mask all these other things away. And of course, it would have just been easier if I had any way to do flash animation. Mm-hmm. But of course, I don't know how to do flash animation, so it was just like, just walk around and hope for the best. And I think it turned out alright. I was very proud of it.
I think it looked really cool.
Yeah.
And that shit is, like, super hard to do. I only tried to do that once, in one scene, in one episode of Mario Abridged. Like, lip sync and cover the text boxes with, like, this one character where it's like his lips actually move, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fuck this shit. Never again.
And I mean, one of the big problems with covering up text boxes, especially in Minish Cap, is that the sky, well, not the sky, but the ground had like moving clouds over it.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fuck that.
There was a few times, and I think I came across this problem very early, is that if the clouds are moving, I would take a still, like not a still shot, but I would take a shot of clouds moving and just like stand still when I'm playing the game. I'd use that as a background, and then I would put a tiny little mask of where Link and Eslo are talking, and that way the clouds would be moving, Eslo's mouth would be moving, but there'd be no text boxes. And I was really proud of that.
That was really cool. You did, like, a really good job, and seeing your Minish Cap really inspired me to be good.
Get good, son.
At making text boxes disappear in Link's Awakening and Mario RPG.
I got the red sword.
Because in Mario RPG, at first, when I would try and do, like, battle scenes, I would, like, cover up the text boxes and everything, but there's, like, multiple text boxes, and then I think halfway through the series, I'm like, fucking stupid. All I gotta do is, like, the second that, you know, a fight starts, take a snapshot of that, and then use that whenever they're talking, and then just cut to, like, the game animation whenever you want to do an attack. And then just go back to, like, the still image instead of, like, just covering up all the fucking boxes all the time.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's good.
I definitely did a lot of that stuff, and, you know, a lot of the techniques, you know, you get from, well, I remember getting from Adam West Lapdog, because whenever he's talking to Navi, as a child, it is, you can tell, it's the scene in the Deku Tree where it's like the first time you open a door.
Yeah, Big T did that a lot too, I think.
Yeah, well, everyone did it, but we're gonna stop here for now. I think it's been a good game. I died way too often, but hey, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm the worst Zelda player there is, so... Good night, everybody. Good night, Gino. Good night, Moon.
Good night, stupid animal.
Later.
You beast! You smelly beast!